This is a story of how I found out that my dad had collapsed at work and was rushed to the hospital, and this happened 3 days before he died. It's November 2017. I'm at the office about 2 p.m. I get a call from Mary, and it goes exactly like this. This is me. Hello? This is Mary, verbatim. Your father collapsed at work and he was taken to his private doctor. She does not know what's wrong with him, so she sent him to another hospital. Go and meet him there. I don't have time for this. I am on my way to get a massage. The moment I heard I don't have time for this, plus I'm on my way to get a massage, I knew that Mary was not going to help with anything and that I was going to be the only one who would take care of my dad. So I instantly switched into survival action mode. I don't even think twice. I don't call anybody. I just pack my stuff into my bag and I text one of my bosses and I told him exactly what happened and exactly what Mary said. Now, my office was in Lekki and my dad was in Surulere in the hospital. So it took a little bit of time for me to get to him, traffic and all of that. But thankfully, my dad's colleague was with him from the beginning all the way till the end. So by the time I got to the hospital, my dad was already settled in bed. Now, this is the messed up part, and this is what I found out last year directly from the source. My dad had to be the one to pay his hospital bill, sort himself out, and get checked into his ward. This is a man who collapsed in the office. The second messed up thing is I don't know how long it took for Mary to call me. Between when she found out that my dad had collapsed and had been rushed to the hospital and when she eventually picked up her phone to call me. When I got to the hospital, I met my dad in bed, sick, weak as heck. I had to go to the pharmacy to pick up things for him, to eat, to bathe. He didn't have anything. Why? Because the person that was called, his next of kin, that should have been there with all the things that he needed, was getting a fucking massage. After I got everything, I climbed onto that bed with my dad. I was praying for him. I was a Christian then. I was texting my boss, telling him what I was looking at. Some of my colleagues knew what was going on. I was slacking them. The doctors were talking to me. I was emotionally and mentally distressed and overwhelmed. Finally, around 6:37, Mary showed up. After finding out hours ago that my dad had landed in the hospital, dressed to the nines, relaxed. She just got a massage now, so why would she be stressed? No toiletry bag, no change of clothes for my dad, nothing. If the story was, oh, I'm stuck in traffic, I'm on my way, or I just heard that your father collapsed, I'm going to the house to pick up some things, you go to the hospital and meet him, I'll come and meet you there. But it was, I don't have time for this. Your father is sick again. I don't have time for this. I'm going to go and get a massage. While a man was fighting for his life in the hospital, Mary went to go and get her body pressed. I wasn't Taukeme's emergency contact. I wasn't Taukeme's next of kin. But the moment I got the call that he was sick and he was in the hospital, I rushed right there to go and meet him. Not out of obligation, not out of responsibility, but because that was the man who raised me and gave me everything I needed to be the person that I am today. And I would do it 10 times over for him if he was still alive. Believe it or not, this story I just shared is a snippet of what my dad went through while he was in the hospital. He went through hell. He went through hell. And it was just me and his colleague that sat with him, held his hand, and helped him the entire 3 days he was in that hospital. I'm saving the more gruesome details for the audio memoir that I'm working on about my dad's life and death. That is not my shame to carry. What Mary did is her shame to carry. It is her load, her burden to carry. The only person who can forgive Mary for what she did to my dad before he died, while he was sick, while he was dying, and after he died, is her God.